All right, so the next one, of course, is a channel favorite. You know, I'm a big fan of King Gizzard, so really excited for this one. The person who requested it, so it's The Great Chain of Being, by the way. I guess I should probably mention the name of the song. And the person who mentioned it was saying this is kind of like a precursor to their Infest the Rat's Nest stuff, which is definitely more on the thrash metal side of things, which I love that album, so if this is kind of a precursor to that, I have a good feeling I'm going to like this song. And I've honestly liked a lot of songs that I've heard off of Gumboot Soup so far. I want to say I've heard, let's take a quick look. I've heard Barefoot Desert, which is kind of weird but still enjoyable. Muddy Water, which is a fantastic song, especially that KEXP live version of it. Superpositions, super interesting, and also a pretty good song. It's on the playlist for sure. Let's see, and then I think The Wheel, which was also very enjoyable. I think I watched the KEXP version of that, which I guess I didn't grab the KEXP version of this one. That wasn't what the request was, but I also didn't even look for one, so I don't know if there is one out there. Anyway, I say we jump into it. Again, this is The Great Chain of Being, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Let's do it. That was cool. And Linda mentioned in the chat that she liked how heavy that was, and I completely agree. I mean, I was definitely digging the heaviness of that song. And I think that's the great thing about King Gizzard is they give you so much. And so Linda mentions that she's more of a fan of the heavier side of King Gizzard, like Gaia, which we did a couple of streams ago, which was also a really cool song. I hope they release that one into an official release. But yeah, I mean, that entire Infest the Rat's Nest album is definitely like thrash, speed metal inspired. And I definitely like that side of King Gizzard too. So again, I think that's just the beautiful thing about them is that for the most part, if you like guitar-based, music, they give you psychedelic music. They give you kind of with their most recent one, a little bit more indie pop influence type things, some heavy metal influence things. So you just they give you a lot of different looks, a lot of different feels. And I think it's going to lead, hopefully, eventually, and maybe it already has, to just mass appeal for this band. So, but yeah, I like this one a whole lot. Definitely, I can see how you would say that was sort of a precursor to Infest the Rat's Nest. It was nice and heavy, kind of sludgy, and while still being kind of weird, throwing in some of that psychedelic feeling into it. So it was a good song. So let's take a look at the lyrics. Let's start with, first of all, this about section. It says, "The Great Chain of Being is the seventh song off Gumboot Soup. The song seems to be about a mighty being who wants to take over the very top of the Great Chain of Being. The Great Chain of Being is a hierarchical structure that encompasses all matter and life, thought in medieval Christianity to have been decreed by God. In the top lies God, followed by angel beings, humans, animals, plants, and at the bottom, minerals. These divisions are in turn divided into subdivisions. For example, within the humans division, at the top lie the kings, then the princes, then the nobles, and finally the commoners." I don't know too much about this, but I do remember learning in school, like forever ago, that in a lot of cultures, basically the king was like what's the word, like a surrogate for God. Maybe not surrogate, maybe not be the right word, but essentially like the king is as close to God as you can get, right? So I kind of get what they're saying here. So anyway, let's take a look at those lyrics, see if we kind of match that up here. The great chain of being, the great chain of being. I am a rock with eyes to the sky. I wait for my time to arrive. I come to disturb the flow, dropped by a woman from a pocket in her coat. The great chain of being will fall to pieces in no time. The great chain of being, the great chain of being. I usurp the precious stones. I have come to take the throne. I transcend the natural flesh. I will lay your God to rest. The great chain of being will be unlinked to start again. So I think by saying that he's just like a rock, essentially, he's just like, I'm at the bottom. I'm the bottom of the totem pole, but I'm going to work my way up, and I'm going to fight my way up to become the king, or to overthrow God in a sense, right? That's kind of what I'm getting here. Let's see, where was I? The great chain of being says that quite a few times. I see through your world's facade. I decide to punish God. Rocky meteor sparks fire. Burn that goddamn church to the ground. I climb stairs to push you down. I climb chains to cut you down. I disrupt natural order. Bring that sulking lamb to slaughter. So yeah, I think it's pretty clear. Someone who is, again, at the bottom part of the hierarchy, wanting to sort of disrupt that order and sort of mix things up and just kind of crap on everything that you know to be true about the hierarchy. So, I thought that was pretty interesting, a pretty interesting take. And the thing with King Gizzard, again, is that you really have no idea, what you're going to get lyrically. Although I feel like they do have, some themes that they tend to stick to. It's still just an open book waiting to be written with these guys. So, lyrically, I thought it was at least pretty interesting. I gave it 2 thumbs up, some clever lines in there, and I think it was pretty easy to understand as well, which was nice, I guess. As far as the instrumentation goes, like I said, really enjoyed the heaviness of it. I think the guitar throughout was fantastic. Again, I think maybe this is just the mood I'm in. I think I'm wanting something a little bit faster, so I'm just like yearning for a guitar solo. So hopefully I get one at some point today. But I wish there was a little bit more in there, something like that, like a guitar solo, or just something that really blew me away. But overall, I definitely enjoyed the heaviness of it. I did enjoy some of the kind of interesting pieces they put in there. So, there were, again, some moments where that psychedelia really came to the forefront, and they got a little weird with it, which was really nice. But, and of course, the vocals, I think, were also fantastic. So, this one was still pretty strong for me. again, and again, this might just be like a me thing at the moment, but really wish there was something a little bit, maybe even heavier, or like a guitar solo, something a little bit more fun in there. But still very enjoyable. I'll give it like a thumb and a half. I think it was pretty solid. As far as replay value goes, I like King Gizzard a lot. This is a band that I've heard a lot from now on the channel. And so, maybe I'm a little biased, but I think this one for sure makes the playlist. Again, I like the heaviness of it. The instrumentation, I think, was really good. The vocals were really good. Just an overall fun song. So, I give it 2 thumbs up. It's going on the playlist. It's going to get some more plays. I'm excited to listen to it again later today. So, yeah, very good song. Thank you so much for the request. I say we keep it moving.